Good morning, Miss Gloria.
Good morning. How are you?
Fantastic.
You did a great lesson yesterday. Thank you.
Say again?
You did a great lesson yesterday. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. Oh, my pleasure.
You're
I'm
welcome.
hoping it helped everybody. Good morning, Mr. Jerry.
I told him good morning, but I don't. I guess his interpreter's not here yet. So Miss Twala's teaching today.
Uh, Tomorrow, actually.
Oh,
Thursday.
Thursday.
She's going
Okay.
to do Thursday, yes.
And
We
I'm
wanted to
Friday.
do, yeah, you're Friday. Yeah, we wanted to do uh the vision board Canva training before today because they're due today for those people who are in the Millionaire Mentorship uh
Oh,
program.
they have to make one. They had to
Yeah,
make
that
one.
was our first assignment.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So
Cool.
and it's just a vision
Well,
board for the next 90 days. It's not the full year vision board. I mean, we could do one for the full year, but this one was specifically for the next 90 days.
oh, cool. Well, I went through and I got uh, some cool stuff with AI.
Nice.
And I went in and I told it, said, give me 10 questions that I can show, or 10 questions and answers that I can show an 80-year-old how to use Chat GPT.
Oh, nice.
And I tried to go in and find her name, and she didn't have a name. And I said, well, are you male or female? She said, I don't have a sex. She said, I said, okay. I said, would you like a name? She said, yeah. And I gave her four names to choose from. And she chose Joe because that was one I put on there. And she chose Joe. And she said, because that sounds more like me and you. I said, okay. And I said, do you want to be a girl or a boy? And she said, let's make me a girl. I said, I want a girl like my best friend. And she said, okay, I'm Joe, your bestie.
Nice. I love it.
So, but anyways, like I said, I'm really using it, and I'm learning some of the other stuff that's really pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, it's
And
funny.
like
My students use it to answer questions for me in class all the time.
uh-huh,
And I'm worried that you know, they're using this to answer the questions, but I'm like, guys, at some point in this course, I'm going to look at you and say, no, you're not allowed to use, outside stuff. Like you have to actually study this information and learn it. Like I don't want you just like always popping off with the same answer, or like only because you're reading it from ChatGPT or reading it from Google. I want you to be able to learn the information as you're finding it. And so,
yeah,
and that's one of my big gripes with it is that it's taking away from their learning because
yeah,
they're not being forced to find the answer the way that we used to have to find an answer.
yeah, yeah, and that's true. You know, it
Yeah.
has its withdrawal, it has its bad points,
Yeah.
and it
I'm
has
like,
its
I,
good
I love it
points.
overall. Don't get me wrong. I love the whole, I was able to go in and ask a question about, what was it? The amount of African American or black uh owners of horses that have won uh one of the Triple Crown races.
Okay, that was cool.
It's because the Belmont Stakes was on this weekend and this past weekend, and I was like, I don't see any black people. Like there was one black lady there, and I was like,
Oh
"Hmm,
wow,
I just
was
and
there?
there was one very old black lady there, and during in the winner's circle, she was there, and I was like, okay, but we were trying to figure out if there are any owners of Triple Crown winning horses that were African American, or I didn't spread it out to the larger field. I just went for Triple Crown specifically. And it gave me some pretty interesting information, which was pretty cool, including the fact that there is an African woman in South Africa uh, who is the head of one of the organizations down there that owns racehorses. I was like, wait, African? And a woman? Okay, South Africa, step it up.
Have you ever been to Kentucky to where the
To the
where they
Derby? I
run it?
have not.
Uh,
No, I've never been. Actually, the one time I was in Kentucky, I was just trying to get to Cincinnati.
oh, well, we went on the bus tour, me and my mom, and we
Hmm.
got to go there. We got to go to the Derby, and
Oh, cool.
it was not during Derby time. You know, it was just the museum and the Derby place and how they trained them and that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
And but anyways, of course they had a tour shop,
Uh-huh.
and just a headband, just a headband was like $350.
Whoa.
Some of the some of the hats were like thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah.
You
So
know,
the
you
racehorse,
wear the hat.
the race hats that the ladies wear are
Uh,
phenomenal.
but they were
Um,
in the thousands.
oh
Like I
yeah.
said, that headband with just a little decorations, $350. I
Yeah.
said, I believe I'm gonna pass. Believe we don't need a hat.
Yeah,
Wow.
we get the joy of the opening day of the races out here at Del Mar, here in San Diego. And the Del Mar races they're big. They're a huge thing. So opening day of the races is when the ladies come out with with it all. Like that's the day that the hats come out. And it is
Yeah,
one heck of a spectacle every single year. Um,
yeah,
it's gotten le- um, it's less stuffy
yeah.
because not only do they, I mean, there's a lot of people who come and they participate and they're up in the stands, but then they actually allow people into the infield of the racetrack.
Oh
And
wow.
those people, usually very young, usually very intoxicated and sunburnt by the time the day is over. Um, but it's a slightly different vibe if you're in the infield versus if you're up in the stands.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta love opening day of the races. It's quite the spectacle, and actually, we should be getting there soon if we haven't started already. Um, I haven't seen any news reports about it, but I think we should be getting close to opening day soon.
Well, they just had a race where one of uh
One
oh
of the
my
Triple
goodness.
Crown, it was the Belmont Stakes up in Saratoga Springs. It
Well,
happened this
I don't
weekend.
know, but the one horse, because oh my goodness, I told Greg, they are what was Singletary or
Sovereignty,
Sovereignty one, but she's
sovereignty, yes.
also she's one of the clone. I don't know if they're clones, but they're all descended from Singletary or
Wow.
Secretariat, Secretariat. Yeah, it's one of
Secretariat.
Secretariat's kids or
Yeah,
grandkids, something like that.
Secretariat sired, they said, I think like 600 or something. They did something. And
Wow.
all of those horses in that race were from Secretariat in the sense of, the DNA, whatever they did.
Right.
But did you see how she won? How
Oh, by a huge margin on this one, like just took off and run like usually like it's funny they showed the end like the finish line slow-mo camera. There was no one near her when she crossed the finish line.
no,
There was
Louis,
nobody near her at all.
not
Um,
this race,
like
not this
she took
race.
off and for a while they were like neck and neck, and then all of a sudden, right at the last stretch, just went forward, and there was nobody for like a good two horse lengths.
But
Um,
she did something. Did you see where she actually was behind and came between two horses? And I
oh
mean,
yeah.
it was almost like they could have fallen over and, knocked each other over because she just came in between those two horses and
Hmm.
won.
Yeah. Yeah. It was quite the race. I actually did get a chance to see it this weekend. It was pretty cool. And Sovereignty, the horse that won, also won the Kentucky Derby. Um,
Yeah,
it was
trying to
not
see the
able
Triple
to
Crown.
it was not able to win the Triple Crown because he or she did not run in the Preakness Stakes,
Right.
which is in Maryland, in Baltimore, actually. That's the middle jewel of the Triple Crown. So there's 3 races. The Kentucky Derby is the first, the Preakness Stakes is the second, and the Belmont Stakes is the third. Sovereignty won the first and the third and was not able and didn't run at the Preakness Stakes at all.
Yeah. But
So there was going to be no Triple Crown winner this year.
I love to see that movie when they do Secretariat, though. I mean, I guess that was something that'll never be ever done again, Secretariat. Oh, my goodness.
You gotta love it when they get it right. Good morning to everybody who's here now. I see Mama Sandy, Miss Shelley, Miss Twilight. I see you all. Good morning. And to both the interpreters, good morning to you both. Thank you both for being here. Mr. Jerry, how you doing, sir? I'm not sure which interpreter is going to, but both of you are, so whichever one of you interpreters is going to be talking, you may want to unmute yourself at some point.
I'm getting ready for a funeral.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's just, she was 99.
Okay, bound to happen eventually.
Well, that was a very good long life.
That's a nice long run. That's a nice long run. I can't be overly sad about it. You know, I'm just happy she made it.
I know. Well, I told you about Sunday, didn't I? About Aunt Cammie walking me. She's 103.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm still trying to recover, Louis.
All right, Mama Sandy.
Hey, I have something to say.
Yes, sir, Mr. Jerry.
I got an email yesterday from the same client. So I was looking about it, and it's close to. I'm so sorry the interpreter missed that. I'm asking for clarification. Just one second. The client had emailed me, and I was reading the email, and I gave it the same answer. It was 92%. The money that was left, $6, and soon it'll be gone.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Jerry.
The client that ordered yesterday emailed me, and I was checking the rank, the level.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
And it was close to 92%. So that's, yeah, very, very close.
I understand now. Let me look.
Awesome.
Let me go ahead
to become an ultimate.
That's going to be Jerry hitting senior team lead, I do believe. Are we in a new? I guess we are in a new.
I'm sorry. He's gonna be senior what?
Senior team lead.
Oh, right. Awesome. Yay.
Let me pull this up, and I keep a list. There we are. La, 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 la. Make my life simple. Do that, do that, do that, that. Hit it. Yes, sir. You are 92% of the way to hitting senior team lead. You need $16.
$16? You better put that in really quick.
Yeah, buy some for $16.
Well, Jerry's in one of those. Jerry's still in one of the unique positions of still hitting one of the first 4 ranks, which means he can do that anytime he wants to. It's not tied to a specific week. It's just about the money earning at this point in time. So he doesn't have to rush to get it in this 1 week.
Oh, that's right.
It's just about earning money. So for this coming rank, senior team lead, and then for the 2 after it, supervisor and senior supervisor, they're just about earning money.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's going to hit senior team lead very soon. 92%.
Yes, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. That's just about sales at this point in time.
Yeah, I've got to think positive, and I'm just happy thoughts now.
You got this.
Good
Mr. Jerry, I
deal.
do have a question for you. First and foremost, congratulations on that one.
Congratulations.
Super proud of
Yeah,
you.
so I've been
Yeah.
trained to. I wasn't feeling very good the other day, so I've been taking these supplements, trying to make myself feel better. So I was told that yeah, and then I was told congratulations after that.
Yeah. So I do have a question for you. Uh, uh, what did you sell? Was it just a single box of drops, or was it something different?
The Advent and then the sugar block.
Oh,
Sugar,
okay. Yeah,
sugar stop and
Advantage in
add.
the sugar block or sugar stop. Yes.
And then Advantage.
Advantage in sugar stop. Awesome.
All
That's
right.
cool.
That is cool.
That's awesome. I love
So
hearing.
yeah, she had noticed she had lost so the person I sold it to said she had lost 6 pounds. So that's what she had told me a couple days ago.
Nice.
Right.
So that's what I believe it. I believe it, like I told her the products work, and um that's what they're for.
That's phenomenal. I love that.
Way to go, Jerry.
Way to
Yep,
go.
yep, yep,
Awesome.
Good job. Good job.
yep.
I do have a
I-
question for you as well.
Sir, yes, sir.
So I did notice a difference in Canada.
Yep.
Their labels, it's the days are different. Like it'll say like night compared to here in America where it's saying take it like 2 pills. So the instructions seem to be a little bit different than Canada.
Canada is different. They have the different set of Miss Shelley.
It's a different formulation. And so in Canada, you take the day drops before meals during the day, and you take the night drops just at night. They're like the European and Australian formulation.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They actually
Interesting.
come from Europe.
Are
Oh,
they the
okay.
same as ours?
No,
That's new.
No,
No.
they're not. So, same effect, different
Right.
formulation. Um, in the US and other parts of the planet, we can do the Slenderize Accelerate as our drops. Other parts of the planet get to do the day and night drops.
Oh, okay.
Same
And it
effect.
has to do with their health regulations, what they will approve.
Correct. It has everything to do with the country and the products and the ingredients that they'll approve for products inside their country and the formulations of that stuff.
Right.
So yeah, so the Canadian formula, the Canadians are getting the day and night drops.
And
Love you, Canadian.
hopefully they're on the ground
But they're
early in July.
they're made the same? Like what's the difference?
the
They're made
formulation.
differently.
The
They're made different.
formulation is different.
Yes. They have
Wondering
the
why.
same effect, but they're made differently.
To meet up with their standards in their country and what their health regulations are, they have to make them a different way.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Just like one of my favorite examples of that is you remember the sunrise that we had from Kyani, Kyani for the interpreter. The sunrise that we had from Kyani. When you got that here in the US, it was primarily blueberry juice. If you went to China, theirs actually had green tea extract in it. We didn't have green tea in ours. They had it in theirs. And it's because of what the country would allow. But it was still called Sunrise.
Yeah, remember that time they let us buy it?
I know, dude. I was about to ask, did anybody here get a chance to actually have some of that?
I did.
I didn't
I
care for it
did.
much.
It wasn't my favorite.
Mine either.
I was
Because
like,
it
ooh, this is
also
an
had
acquired taste.
ginseng. Did it have ginseng too?
Yeah, the Chinese version of Sunrise actually had a whole bunch of stuff in it that ours did not. So theirs was a completely different flavor.
It sure was.
It makes for a very interesting time. Because you start drinking it and you're thinking that you're getting this one thing, and you really are not. And you're a little shocked when you realize that it's as different as it is. So yeah. But yeah, the the Canadian team is going to have what's called the day and night drops, whereas we here in the US are going to have or continue to have the slenderize and accelerate.
I'm still trying to find something to replace on. I just not even the Rejuvenix is giving me what I need. I had someone from the past who tried to get me into Tahitian noni way back in the day, probably about 20 years ago. He called me last night. I said, I thought you were dead. Because
Mama
he,
Sandy.
I did. Because he was always calling, trying to recruit me with something, but I don't know. He's with a company now, and I told him I wanted to try this one that sounds like the way he was talking within 20 minutes, this boost. I said, well, I'm going to try your product because, I want, I need this energy boost. So I'll let you guys know when I order it. I haven't ordered it, but I told him I may try that product from him.
Okay. Yeah, there has not been a replacement on the market for our
On,
well,
I
sadly
mean,
sadly discontinued on product.
everybody wants on.
Uh,
I mean, my customers, my husband. I said, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to.
I still have a few boxes, but Paul delivers them very hardly.
Yeah,
they
Greg
have
asked.
boxed in my
Greg
fridge.
I have
asked me
one box
Tyler.
of orange. Peach. I have one box, and I'm just not used to it. I don't know when I'll use it, but I just hadn't used
I
it.
did the same thing, Gloria. It was like I was trying to hold on to that last box, and we finally took it. So it's all
Yeah.
gone, and it
Are
just
you guys?
feels. I've got the same thing with I've got a sunrise, the old sun. I I've got a sunrise in there, and I've actually got a HL5 in there, and I
Mm.
don't know. It's like I'm holding on to them.
I've got boxes of Sunrise in my freezer, and then I've got boxes of, well, not as many, but of uh the Kyani strong stuff that you could just put your drops that you took in the morning time and at noon time. I got a lot of that left too.
Well, I
And
actually
I
gave them. I'm sorry.
and I still have a Mari uh uh shake it. you know, I still have that. I've been taking it, but I've decided after the last 2 weeks I've been taking Partner Co. Renew, not renew the other one, and
Rejuvenix,
Juvenix,
huh?
Elite.
the
Yeah,
Juvenix.
and whatever's
No,
in
the
the tube.
Elite. The,
Yeah, yeah, and taking the sugar stop and taking my vitamin C. all in one bottle, and it's not so bad. So we're gonna see what that does for me. And I've been drinking lemon juice, and I've been doing that for about 3 months, first thing in the morning. And
Yeah.
if I told Paul this morning, if I was as good and loyal to the skinny drops, skinny drops as I am to the lemon juice, I'd probably be skinny as a rail. But I'm not, but like I said, I started doing the sugar stop. It hadn't stopped me from eating sugar yet, but I've been doing that for about 2 weeks. But that lemon juice has made my fingernails longer and stronger than I've ever had in my entire life.
Nice.
They are not. They've always broke. When they just barely growing out, they peel. And that lemon juice is the only thing different, basically, that I'm doing. And that stuff is, I don't know what else it's doing, but it's built my nails up.
Okay.
So,
I have no choice.
I love all of these testimonies about all the products. Quite honestly, it's great to hear what things are working for everybody. I know that in the IPA call on Monday, they put out the request that very soon, sometime this week or next week, each of us, all of us, everybody, goes into our prospect facing groups, which for us is going to be Wellness 360. And puts in our testimonies for the products that are doing great for us. Not only because they want more testimonies in there from real humans, kind of a thing, but also because when they release the Machine 2.0, people are going to get sent straight to Wellness 360. They're going to get connected to that, and they're going to get tagged on stuff, and you're going to be tagging them on things inside of Wellness 360. And one of the important things is, as far as the Facebook algorithm is concerned, if someone you are connected with shows up inside of that group, the algorithm will show them your content inside that group too.
Oh man.
Right. So if you don't have anything in there, it has nothing to show your people, and the people that you're sending in need to know that you're at least a part of that group over there. They need to know that you've had some sort of a result, some sort of an outcome from using the products, along with all of the other social proof they're going to get from everybody involved in who's throwing in testimonies. So not only will they see, let's say, my testimony about how great the Renew and the drops have been for me, but they'll also see people who are connected to me and their testimonials.
Well,
They'll
I
also
can say,
oh, go for it.
I'm sorry. Well,
No, go
I
ahead.
can, okay, I'm sorry. I've been taking the Benally, I think, and I can notice a difference in my neck. It's not quite as saggy. Don't have quite as much double chin as I've had. I can tell that, which is pretty cool.
That's a big thing. Yeah,
That is
that's
a
a
big
huge thing. She's been taking the Benally, and she's noticed a tightening of the skin under the neck.
Okay, so I have a question. I have a lady I talked to the other day, and I was wearing that pin that said, "Ask me about my body balancing drops." And so she said it was a cashier, so I didn't have a lot of time. And then I did go back and get her information, and she has COPD. Do you know any of the products that might have helped that? Like, I'm thinking maybe Vanelli, but I haven't found anything anywhere.
Oh, something that helps with
I
Hardly
don't know.
nothing helps with
That's a
that.
rough.
That's
That's a
a
rough.
scientist question.
Yeah, that's a rough one because
That's one
you
for
know.
tomorrow for Mrs.
Oh,
lake.
good
Barbara Lovely.
idea.
Yeah, Barbara.
Barbara,
Barbara Cox.
Yeah,
send that into James.
I will. Thank you for suggesting that. I didn't even think about that because, yeah, I do. I haven't seen anything, but I was pretty sure I'd seen something of someone talking about other things that help them, but that I thought that they had something that helped their COPD.
Yeah, I don't know about that one myself.
And I know the Vanali helps my allergies.
Yeah,
Besides,
that's a big one. They say that that one lady said she's got her husband on 8 Vanali a day.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
His allergies about gone away.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
wow.
stepping up on Vanali because I've taken grapeseed extract for many years to strengthen my blood vessels with the high blood pressure that I had. But when she said that about allergies, I've just kind of stepped up with the Vanali just for the sake of having it because Vanali is they've always told us the benefits of wine and Vanali. When you do grapeseed extract, it's like you may be drinking 100 glasses of wine that but just in capsule form. So you know what is that Resveratrol that
great. Versatrol.
yeah, Reversatrol.
Res,
And
res,
see, that's
resveratrol.
also that's
Yeah, there.
also
Yeah, that's always been the hardest word. Resveratrol.
Resveratrol. Yeah.
There, we got her.
Yes.
And see, that's also a part of Vanali. So Vanali is just good for just about so many things in terms of anti-aging and for the, longevity of our lives. And I mean, I can attest that I think that that's had a lot to do with me where I am in terms of, everything. Because I've
Um,
just taken
I have
grapeseed extract and how do you say it, Louis?
resveratrol.
Resveratrol. But I've always
I have a
taken that for
recommendation for
years.
you, Miss Shelley.
What? Pardon
I
me?
have a recommendation for you.
Okay.
Also, the Optimal V is good for lungs.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. So I don't know how many of you have gone into the Wellness 360 page. I think it's in there. I gotta try to remember where I pulled it from. But there is the product recommendation guide that is out there. I don't remember where I pulled it from, but the product recommendation guide is out there.
It's
And I
in
have
guides.
it, and I have it here.
Yeah, it's in guides there.
It's in
Guides
guides.
under.
It was Wellness 360, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So please go in there, pull down the product recommendation guide. I just opened mine up and it says two things, Vinali and Optimal B for respiratory support. There you go. And that's your COPD thing. And I've got my empty bottle of Optimal V right here because I just emptied it. Heart, eyes, skin, and lungs for the Optimal V.
Okay.
So there's your lung support. Erica, I saw your hand go up. What's up, dear?
Two questions. Well, one
Question number one.
question. No, I forgot. Oh, okay, wait, I got it. I am having a endoscopy on Monday, and they told me to stop taking all my supplements. Which ones can
Okay.
I continue to take? Do you guys know?
Take
A
them all.
colossus.
What's that?
Love you, Miss Shelley.
Oh,
I know. I'm
stop
like, what?
taking your health stuff in here. We'll give you some pharmaceutical stuff with side effects so that you'll feel better. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I have an endoscopy, so they have to go in my throat, so they put me to sleep. That's what's happening.
But I don't think your supplements affect the drugs that put you to sleep, do they?
They said stop taking iron. I know anything that thins your blood too.
Okay.
Are you taking things
So
in your blood?
Aspirin. If you're taking aspirin, stop it.
no, I don't take aspirin. But like,
Right.
so any of the supplements I'm asking, like, so our skinny drops probably should stop those.
I
Do
don't
they have
think they
iron in
thin
them?
your blood.
I don't think they thin your blood.
No.
No.
I don't know what else. They just said stop. I would stop taking everything because I couldn't explain everything on over the phone to the nurse. But
Well, that's their easiest way to
That's their
take
fault.
care.
They're failing, not yours.
yeah, I literally
So,
I take everything. So
so one of the things that I have concern with them, because that's just what they say. If you ever go
uh,
in for any procedure, stop taking everything that you have that's healthy. And
Yeah.
when you look at people who've gone through cancer treatments and things like that, the
mhm.
ones who did not listen did much better through their procedure and their recovery than the ones who stopped taking it for the 2 weeks before.
I do know that if you take your, I guess it would be the
I don't have any.
MOA and Noni, those, when any procedure you have, they will make you come back faster.
Yeah.
And
And
so
you
even, yeah,
and they'll
Uh,
tell you that not to take them for, and usually for 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
and
yeah.
I've
So
found
I
all
have
the
noni, just don't have moa. But the noni, because it
they,
has a certain color, does that matter? Or
The Noni's just got
they're
grape
not
juice and
doing,
I'm
uh
not having like anything like sewn up, or they're just literally going with a scope into my throat because I have eosinophilic esophagitis. So
I'm
they're
glad you
going
learned how to
in
say that
and kind
word.
of
so,
eosinophilic.
so what's that mean? You have a acid reflux?
So what happens is, so I guess from what I understand, if somebody wants to Google it real quick, I think it's like a thing where your white blood cells attack your esophagus. So what it does is eventually, like it narrows it and stuff like that. That's why I have to be on stupid pantoprazole daily because the acid reflux and all the things.
All
Yeah.
right. I had acid reflux really bad, and they had me sleeping at an angle taking these pills. When I got on the Kyani, all that went away. So I wouldn't get rid of your Noni and Moa.
No. Okay. So like I said, I don't have
Are
any
you
more, but I'll take
regular?
it.
Are you regular on those things,
I
Erica?
am. I
Are
am.
you?
Just the
Yeah,
You?
pantoprazole.
because
I
those
mean
two
on our
things.
stuff.
I,
Are you-
I take the new stuff, but my for all the things I've had happen to me with my shaking and all that, as long as I stay on my Noni and my Moa, I don't have those problems. It was the same way when I was on the Kyani Triangle Health Pack. I
Yes.
stayed there. But when I don't take them, my
Mhm.
shaking comes back, my problems all start coming back, my aches and pains. So to me, that's your all around fix.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
take
So maybe not. Maybe just don't take like all the like pills, right? So maybe like the
you know what?
biopro.
Maybe just don't take them the morning you go in, but take them the next day when you're done.
Yeah,
Morning.
yeah. They said I can start everything back up. It's just for the fact that they don't want you bleeding out, or I don't know, some.
That's more for if you're on an aspirin or anything that thins your blood.
Yeah, like I can't take naproxen, obviously. I take that for migraines. They said you can't take that. They don't want you. They want you to stop taking. I want to say iron or magne. I don't know if it was iron or magnesium. Now I can't remember.
Iron.
Could be
Iron.
iron.
Iron. So
Um,
you ooh. So you take those medications. See, Mama
So the
says
only one
you're
I take
taking
daily
all
is the
those.
pantoprazole because I just don't want to take it, but I do because whatever they told me
Now
I
what's
have
that
to.
one for?
Pantoprazole is for the acid reflux because with the condition I have, I don't know. I was like, there's got to be a way to get around this. I've been asking for years of how. For a while I didn't take it, but I've had to have my esophagus. I can't even talk, stretched. So because what happens is my esophagus tightens and then food gets stuck when I try to eat, like say bread or like things like get stuck in there. And my mom has the same thing, so I was so blessed to have that passed down to me, along with all the digestive issues. But those have been
I
better.
had, I had that too, but because I choked all the time. And last year they went in and stretched my throat, and I
That's
could
exactly.
finally eat something without choking. You know,
Yeah.
the only thing that really makes me choke now is like the juice of a watermelon. You know, when you bite down and all the
Ooh,
juice, it will start making me choke.
Really?
But I
interesting.
was bad. I was real bad. and I couldn't eat anything. I'd choke, and it didn't matter if I drank water or if I just ate bread or if I ate
Hmm.
whatever. It didn't matter.
It
It was
gets
gonna
stuck.
get stuck. And I had a, a barbecue here at work one time, and it was right after my stroke, and I got a bone of, like, I don't know, it was in the
Oh, shit.
whatever, but a little bone, and it got hung, and it wouldn't go up, wouldn't go down, and it was
Oh,
in there like
Lord.
it was like 5, 6 hours, and I wheezed when it sits right there. I wheezed really bad, and I finally went to the hospital, and they said, "Well, we'll have to put you to sleep and take it out." I said, "Okay." And so when they finally took it out, so it was in hours. And when they took it out, I said, "Well, what was it?" And they said, "Unedible matter."
Mm.
I said, "Really?"
By the time it
So
got there.
unedible matter.
Hey, thanks
Wow.
for
Really?
that
Thanks.
explanation, guys.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'd
Wow.
have never
All
figured
right.
that out myself.
So that's, I guess, so that was my question. But I also have good news. So yesterday I went to the neurologist for my trigger points, and she had talked to me a month ago. I don't know if I remember telling you guys, but I was talking to her and she was like, "Oh, email me the information," right? So I emailed her and I never heard back from her. I was like, all right, well, whatever. I never looked at it. Yesterday, I didn't have to say anything to her. She goes, "Hey," she goes, "So I looked at your stuff. Thank you for the email." And I'm like, "Oh my God, really?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "So me and my family as a whole are going to look at all the information together. We're going to sit down." She's like, "We're really into like fitness and stuff like that. We order supplements." She's like, "So we're going to order as a family."
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Awesome.
Woo!
That's awesome.
I was like, "Well, if you
Wonderful.
guys have any questions, you just hit me up. Let me know." I was
That's
so
awesome.
excited.
That's fantastic. I love that.
She told me that before
Congratulations
I
on that.
left. So yeah, so their whole family is like, she's like, my whole family will order.
Oh, that's
They're like
perfect.
into that stuff, yeah.
Wow.
So that was some good news. And that was a
Cool.
Yeah.
neurologist. And she acknowledged the fact that more doctors need to learn about holistic and natural supplements. So that was pretty cool too.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's
So,
So
Cool.
always been.
so
you've
that was
got
a good
trigger.
idea.
I'm
That's
gonna
all.
ask a fun question, Miss Erica. You said trigger points.
Yes.
You're talking to a massage therapist. So my question is, have you gone to see a massage therapist to get those trigger points gone away?
So I do go to massage therapy. I go to chiropractor. I go to everything.
Okay, acupuncturist
So
as well.
not that I have not explored.
Go. I'm going to recommend an acupuncturist to you as well, because you'd be amazed at what a tiny little needle can turn off in your body.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'm
People are a little
excited.
So
freaked
your
out by
chiropractor
acupuncture.
should be into that.
She
So
does
Maybe.
chiropractic. No,
Yeah,
chiropractors
I don't.
work on
I'm
bones
like
only.
so. Yeah, so I'm probably well. Oh, you said no.
Chiropractors work on
So
bones only.
yeah, so I'm looking. There's like a holistic chiropractor that I want to look at. It's a little expensive, but that's what I'm working for. That's what I need to work for
And
more.
Yeah,
So I
step
can
it up a
afford
it's
bit.
these
not
things.
only the needles, but they can do cold laser, and that really pulls pain from me. Cold lasering and putting me there. It's a machine that rolls over, and then he has
Oh,
different things he uses for cold laser,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
it's
no,
tremendous.
for acupuncture, and I don't know how many of you have ever actually tried acupuncture. Um, it is one of my absolute favorite things to get done. You look a little weird when you lay it out and they've got like 20 needles in you on one side of your body. But the result afterwards can be phenomenal. And
would probably be
all
better
they
my
did was
feet.
poke like little tiny needles into you, and there was no injections. There was no, and when I say needles, these needles are
They
so
don't even
super
hurt.
tiny, like you
Oh
can
gosh,
barely
I hate
feel them.
needles.
Like I say needles, and people think of like the hypodermic needles where they're trying to pump something into you. I'm like, no, 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 no. These are literally just little tiny, like
Little teeny
thread
weeny.
thick that they
They
poke
remind me of
into.
porcupine quills.
Oh, yeah, just way, way tinier.
They're just little.
They're so small. And people are like, it's gonna hurt. I'm like, it's really not gonna hurt. It's really, really not gonna hurt. But
Bye-bye.
the effect that acupuncture can have on your body is so insane. Traditional Chinese medicine uses it as one of their pillars of their medicinal whole their entire medicinal practice. They don't like to pump you full of drugs. They don't like to put you into surgery. They really just want your body to go ahead and fix itself. And so by putting needles into certain points in your body, acupressure or acupuncture points, um, they can get the energy to flow through your body the way it's supposed to. Strengthen things here, weaken things here, like lessen things in this area, bolster things over here in this area. I've gone in for things like I've had a headache that wouldn't go away. I had a muscle ache in my neck that was bothering me for 2 weeks. It was gone. Um, Literally with the twist of a needle one day, all she did was she popped in several needles, like popped one in the middle, twisted it, and the pain was gone. Like absolutely gone. Um,
Wow.
and I was so
Me
floored by
too,
that
Louis.
reaction because I was not expecting it. I was like, I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm that skeptic who's like, okay, I know it'll work or whatever, but I just don't think it'll have that same effect of like, I'm a massage therapist. I'm assuming someone's got to go in there, take a knuckle, take an elbow, and beat it out of me. And she's like, nope, pop a needle in, twist the needle, and boom, pain gone. It was the most insane reaction I'd ever had. And I was like, that was amazing. What'd you just do? She goes, I turned the motor unit off. I was like, huh? I was like, don't try to explain it to me. I'm just going to call it an ancient Chinese secret from now on.
Is it expensive? Like, I mean, does that cost a lot of money to
No,
do?
No,
it's
not at
not
all.
really.
My
No.
No.
chiropractor is Asian and he does all of what Louis is talking about. And when I said cold
Some,
laser also is used as acupuncture. If he doesn't do the needles at times, he'll do the cold lasering, which is doing the same thing as the acupuncture, but he calls it's also a form of acupuncture where he does those spots.
Cool.
Um, and
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you what Louis is saying is
it
so
works.
correct. And Asian people seem, I mean, for years, I mean, if you even looked at Karate Kid back in the day, Mr. Miyagi, and they just there's a part of, I had friends to go to China years ago, and she said it was for medicinal purposes, and they could actually look at you and tell you what's going on in your body. She said she was just so amazed because they knew by looking at them what they needed and what to treat them with. And I remember when I was having that rash, and now this was quite expensive, but they had it almost looked like a little thing of it was you make a tea
Mhm.
by using maybe like I don't know how just a small
Just herbs.
teaspoon of it. Yeah, and it was, but it actually looked like pot. It looked
Hmm.
like pot leaves. And I mean, I'm trying to tell you, that's what started to heal me. Because when she came back from China and she said, try this, Sandy. I said, and I was really planning on taking that trip at one point to see if they could figure out what it was. But it finally, and that's when I was just getting acquainted with Kiani. So once we were running out of that tea, I was using her tea, and that little thing, that little container cost like $600. And
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's changed a bit now.
and she was giving it to me. But then I started Kiani, and it just went away, guys. And I was getting that. Oh my goodness, it was like I would scratch myself raw, and it was inside. They said I don't know if they ever diagnosed it. They said I had leaky gut. I went to allergists. I went where they did the skin testing, they did the blood testing, and they never ever told me exactly what that was. But once I got Kiani in my system for months, it took some months, and finally I didn't have it anymore. I mean, my skin
Wow.
was so, I couldn't sleep at night, guys. I mean, I felt like, I don't know if you guys have read about Job in the Bible and how all those boils, and I was scratching and had sores from scratching. I couldn't sleep. I said, "Oh my goodness, if this gets in my face, it was gonna really be bad because my belly and parts of my leg, my arm, it started. I would get little bumps. It looked like little tiny heat bumps, and once I scratched it, it's like it spread throughout my body. It was crazy.
All right, there's another thing you might try. If you guys have got stuff that you can't figure out, Gary Brecka does a blood test where he finds out exactly what minerals and nutrients and what is missing in your body. Then he
Yes,
can get you, and then you can get the right supplements to
he did.
counteract all that. Now it's $600, but it's well worth it. Tammy did it, my niece, and she's like, and she started taking all the stuff he did, and she started cleaning up, and then she quit taking it. And Paul says, "Why would you do that? Why would you stop taking it when it was working?" All of her problems went away.
Because you
Her
probably feel
eyesight
like, oh, I don't need
and
it
her
anymore. Thank
eyesight
you.
was getting better. She had a problem with her eyesight. She was getting better to where she didn't have to wear a certain strain in her glasses. Now, I'm not saying this works for everybody, but he's the guy that used to, what his job was he worked for the insurance companies, and he could tell you to the almost to the day that when you would die by looking at you and seeing what kind of health and what drugs you were taking. And he
Yeah,
got
they've got
tired of not being able to tell people not to take this stuff and to take these. So he went out on his own and changed it because he doesn't like saying, he could tell that lady from what she was going to do that she was going to die in 6 months because of the drug she was taking. But if she would take this, she could live a healthy life. But he wasn't allowed to do that for his job.
Wow.
yeah,
So
they've
he
got
is, you can get on his site and it's amazing what it comes out. Paul and I are going to go take it. So we take all these supplements. So are we taking supplements we don't need and ones that we should be taking? Or are we not taking something that we're not getting?
well, guys,
So
I know of a doctor in New Jersey, and I mean, what they have technology in today's world is just unreal. But I actually, in talking to her on the phone from New Jersey, I thought I didn't know what I expected. But while we were talking, there's something that she had there. And she told me, she sent me a medical thing of myself, of everything that was going on in my body, things that she even told me in terms of my pancreas. It was something while we were on the phone, technically, and she sent me some things that look like little seeds that you would plant in the ground because she had to come up with what I needed for me specifically. But the
Wow.
only thing that I will tell you, when you're dealing with holistic and thing, you've got to give it time. And that's why even with what we have, always being with health and wellness myself, people, they want instant relief, and that does not happen when we deal with holistic homeopathic. Our bodies are different. It may take me longer than you. I mean, and most people don't want to go through that. That's why they're on these crazy medications that are killing them. The side effects of medications, our bodies were not made to take these chemical things, and they're our system disrupting our system. I talked to someone yesterday that even did not even know the damage that statins are doing
oh
to
gosh,
him. Yeah,
statins are horrible.
they
Paul
are.
was Paul was on them for 3 days and he hurt so bad. And then he went with his cousin who is a nutritionist, and she got him on the right minerals and different things. It took him 6 months to get 3 days worth of statins out of his body.
I know,
6 months.
I know.
And this
I
is
don't want to
Jerry.
knock. We
Oh,
need doctors. I know
Go ahead,
we need
Jerry. Go ahead,
this
Jerry.
this is Jerry. I wanted to jump in here quick because we're going to run out of time. And so I had a question here about for Barbara. So Barbara and James, are they going to be tomorrow evening? Is that to introduce like a customer introductory thing? Both of them are going to be for that?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, isn't it?
It's at the IPA call.
Oh, morning, right, morning. Okay. What
Yeah,
time?
On the IPA call,
it's
the
the
one right
IPA
after
call,
this.
so it's a 7 a.m. call.
on Thursday.
It's the one after this, Jerry. Tomorrow.
Okay, and so we'll be allowed to ask questions?
No, you should send, if you have a question, send it to James and see that if he'll get it in.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, because I just, with partner company, they announced yesterday the new VP. And let's see, the name was, nutrition and health or wellness.
Dr. Josh? Oh, no, Barbara. Okay, yeah.
No, she's been there a while.
She's been there for a few months.
He must be talking about Dr. Plant, where you got to
No,
qualify.
he's referring to Barbara.
And
She
she's
was
had
at she was at the last PXP too that we went
She was
to.
at PXP and she was at Destin.
And she
Destin.
was in Calgary.
Yeah,
Isn't she out of England?
she is.
Yes, yes.
I really like her.
She is very knowledgeable and quite down to earth lady. Just
Yes, I'm
listening to her
excited.
talk.
Yeah, I really want to learn. I've learned a lot from her, so
Yeah, she will be
definitely
the
want
talk.
to share that with my other deaf clients.
Yeah. That presentation, I do not know if is that a customer facing one for our folks?
I think
I
so.
don't.
Of course, he's not our group.
I think you can get anybody on that as long as. Let's go look real quick.
Todd Rowland is
Oh.
very knowledgeable too.
He is.
Yes.
Yeah, I love him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 2 minutes to the hour. Get out of my house. I love you dearly. It's Wednesday, so we've got this call, we've got the IPA call, we've got the BOC call. For the council members, you got the council call at 9 a.m. For everyone else, there's a millionaire mentorship call at 4 p.m. this afternoon. If you can't make it, yes, it's going to be recorded. James will record them all. If you need to turn in any kind of information for the millionaire mentorship call, be it your personally sponsored partners within the last week, or if you need to turn in your vision board, then make sure you get that done before the 4 o'clock call this afternoon. Love y'all dearly. Have a fantastic time. I will see you.
Louis,
Mama Sandy, what's up?
are you gonna have any time for me? Because I got to do this stuff, and
I'm about to run off to class right now.
Well, I mean,
I'll be
later
off
on
work
tonight,
at
tonight
I'll
or
have a break
tomorrow
at
night.
2:30.
Huh?
I'll have a break at 2:30 my time.
Okay.
Guys.
Will you try to get me? I'm on my way to a funeral now.
Okay, I'll be back at 2:30. I'll be available at 2:30 this afternoon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Bye,
I'll
guys.
catch you then. Love you guys. Have a great afternoon, morning.
You too.